Hello, Michael. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to Kazakhstan, Astana, to Comic-Con Festival. Let me start from asking you about the film we all watched, we all love, the film you took part as an actor playing one of the main characters, the third and final volume of Guardians of the Galaxy, which has been a great success worldwide. Now fans all over the world are discussing the possibility of continuing the story with James Gunn as the head of DCU Studios. So can you comment on that? Is there any room of negotiations on this regard?
Well, no one has approached me on any negotiations, so it's very difficult to answer anything about that kind of thing. And so my answer would be almost a no answer, because it's very difficult to respond to that, because I have nothing to do with that kind of thing and that part of the business.
Mm-hmm. But the film itself, what can you say about your experience in doing 3 parts of this marvelous?
Well, you know what, I was in the 1 and the 2 and a little bit in the 3. And I've known James Gunn for quite a while, and about maybe 15 years now. And whenever he has a chance and there's a role for me, he always calls me up. And so he's very loyal, and he's a fantastic writer and director. So myself as the actor, I'm always open to anything that he's doing. So if there is something in any of his projects in the past, there were he had met me doing one of his first movies, and right. And we've been friends ever since. So he calls me right away if there's something in his mind that is right for me. And so I'm very lucky to have such a talented, creative person in my life that thinks of me during those preparations and for him doing a movie. So I'm very fortunate, very lucky. And there's only a few people, only a handful of people in all of Hollywood and New York, whenever in those creative positions that really truly think of me right away. Like first up, they think of me.
You're totally in line with his vision, with his ideas, with work with this director.
Well, he if he's thinking of a role that's right for me, he calls me right away. So if he's doing a project there's nothing in there for me, I don't expect to be in his project, because unless there's a role that he is like inspired by my abilities, then that's the best, because that's when I do my best work, is when I'm inspired as well by his writing. So
can you say
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And as I said, there's only a few individuals that have me in mind when they're thinking. There are other people that have me in mind too, but there's a lot of other elements that are involved. The studio, the writer, there's other things that go on in the whole casting process.
Right.
So, but I'm very lucky to have a friend that does he does most of his own, he does all of his own casting. So.
And can you say in general that acting in Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the most memorable experiences in your acting career?
It was very memorable, yeah, and for sure. But in the past, I've done very memorable and upfront projects that have been quite
but this is special,
entertaining, and not only entertaining, but groundbreaking.
Let us talk about today's event, Comic-Con Festival. One can see it as a platform of promoting geek culture worldwide, as well as assisting creative industries evolve in different parts of the world. So you, as an actor who took part in a series of films based on comic books, how do you see the future of creative industries and its further intersection with film industry in particular?
Oh, it's so tied. It's tied together.
Yeah.
It's absolutely tied together now. I mean, because we can do so much in the film world now with CGI and all this special effects and stuff like that. All of these comic books with the superheroes and the bad guys and the good guys and all kinds of crazy abilities, we can make that come to life in the way we make our films these days. So,
Yeah.
but my forte is really in the more simple, more quiet movies. I prefer, you know. I have physically have a good ability to do things.
Yeah.
So I'm very able to do that kind of stuff. But I much prefer doing my all my gymnastics internally. So
Yes.
that's what I'm the best at.
But the question is that we, as someone who watched these films, we've noticed we've
only scratched the surface.
yeah, but we've seen the major part of it. I mean, the stories of superheroes based on the comic books. But what is the future? How all these creative industries will evolve in the future?
The pendulum swings one way, it always swings back the other way. Same thing happens in the film industry. The pendulum is swinging one way. We're all into these superheroes and the comic books coming to life and all this stuff. But there are always filmmakers and writers and actors that's okay, but they much prefer the other side of the pendulum. And in the reality, I'm very fortunate to be in some of these major projects that deal with superheroes and comic books, but I'm also very lucky to have done film that is completely on the opposite side. Like some of my past experiences in film are really completely opposite of any of the sci-fi projects and things like that we've been doing lately. So I think the pendulum still kind of going for the superhero and the comic book stuff, but it's going to swing back the other way too. And those are the films for me I much prefer, So those are still happening. They're still more serious. Yeah. I'm not saying that the Guardians series are not serious, but the more down to earth, normal human beings dealing with normal, not so normal situations in their own lives.
Yes.
Are my forte, and some of the heroes in those situations are just as super as some of the superheroes in the fantasy world.
So in general, are you optimistic about the future of film industry?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course.
Oh, there's going to be so much we can do, because we've stretched already.
Yeah. And now
so much, and we can just continue. Yeah, we just continue doing
it. This kind of things, creative industries, as we say, it gives really endless opportunities.
Of course, and I mean, once everything is settled, because we're all on strike, right? So once that is all settled and calmer minds come together and make a nice deal for everyone will be happy, and we'll all get back to work really soon, hopefully. And I'm very excited about that time when that's going to happen. So that's when things start opening up. And sometimes when you're not allowed to create, and you hold back, and you hold back, when all the strikes and everything is over and done, that's when you're going to find some amazing work that's going to come out of this this time when we're not able to create, right?
Right.
So we're not able to create. It gets all pent up inside.
Yeah.
So when it's time to create, everybody's made a happy ending with the strike and everything, we're gonna be kicking some what.
Yeah.
And making some amazing projects.
And I think the one also very important notion that this creation process, giving platform for it's celebrating diversity and giving platform for creators from all over the world to to create and to be a part of what.
Well, this whole fantasy, what we're doing here, our convention, is all about creativity. I mean, look at all the people down there, all the cosplayers and all the artists and all and some, myself, Sean Gunn is here, and we're enjoying this immensely. We're having a great time. Yeah.
And just few words, my last question. This is your first ever visit of Kazakhstan, as I know. So what is your impression of our capital so far?
Well, what can I say? It's a beautiful city. And I've been very impressed. I've been very impressed with all the people that I've met. I'm really super impressed with the architecture.
Right.
All of the new architecture that's blossoming from here in Astana, and it's interesting.
Yes.
I mean, I have never been to this part of the world before, so for me, it's really a little eye-opening, and been very pleasant.
Yeah, you're literally now you are in the center of Eurasian continent. So
right,
yes.
and this is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really astonished by how beautiful the people are, physically and just emotionally and open, and we're having such a lovely time.
Thank you so much for your time, for your answers, and we wish you pleasant stay in Astana.
You're very lovely, and thank you very much for your questions.